Hello and welcome. I'm Joco, and joining with me always is the lovely Haylee.
Hi guys.
This is the Animunchies Podcast, where we talk about life and food in Southern California, from here in LA all the way to San Diego and in between. Then we flip on the nerd switch, talk about anime, gaming, and K-pop talk.
Yeah.
Haley's specialty. So thank you again for joining us. We made it. We're actually doing an episode 2.
Yeah,
we're recording
we are.
not just on our laptops, but also video again.
Yes,
So
video.
we'll try to keep up with that and see how that goes. So last time we talked about COVID news in California.
Mm-hmm.
This is part 2 of the COVID news. So
it's always ongoing.
Yeah. So this last week, they just started rolling out vaccines.
Right.
So COVID vaccines, specifically the Pfizer vaccine, was being rolled out with, I believe, I think it's called the Moderna vaccine, COVID vaccine, which they're just medical companies,
Right.
and that they're going to be rolling out that one. I think that got approved for emergency use.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah, so that one, I think there's a little differences, but nothing too major. They both do the same thing for the most part. They both come in 2 batches, or 2 doses. I mean,
Right, 2 doses.
so you have to get a two dose,
It's like
one.
a 2-step kind of thing.
Yeah. So I think you get your first dose, then almost 25 to 30 days later. Usually, that's when you get your second dose.
Right.
Hey, if you didn't, actually, I don't think we even
Yeah,
mentioned
we
it.
didn't.
But Haley and I are actually healthcare workers. We're both nurses.
Yes.
I used to work at UCLA. I work from home now recently, within the past it's been 2 years now.
Yeah.
So but I do medical reviews. I'm a medical medical management nurse. So I have a lot, but before that I worked in the OR. I have a lot of friends at UCLA.
Yeah.
That's where I got hired as a new grad and everything. And a lot of them have been posting on their IG stories,
That they're
Instagram
getting
posts,
their
Facebook posts.
vaccine for COVID.
Yep. So a lot of especially at UCLA, a lot of them are getting their first dose of the COVID vaccine. It's the Pfizer one.
Yeah, like the frontline workers have to get it.
Right. So it's only being distributed specifically to frontline healthcare workers and long-term care facility workers, and I believe also the residents at skilled nursing home facilities and other type of long care type of health facilities and nursing homes. So it's good. The first step at fighting back. So it's not currently available to the public.
Yeah.
They're doing it, I think, in different phases of who, the most what's that word I'm looking for? People who are most vulnerable. So I think that are more
exposed to it every day.
Yeah, so have higher comorbidities and stuff. So I don't even think just people the age of 60, 65 and older are allowed to get it just yet. You kind of have to wait for all the frontline workers and the long-term healthcare workers and residents to get it first, because obviously there's not enough, especially California. So many people living here,
right?
Not enough doses yet. So they're kind of doing that a little a phase system also. So that's where we're at here in California. Hopefully by 2021, a lot of us will have gotten it, and COVID will hopefully just be a thing of the past. So
yeah, like the flu.
Yeah, I mean, speaking about the flu, so I've been reading and hearing that the only biggest side effect that most people are saying, maybe 80-90% of the people, is when you get your flu shots. If you get your flu shots, usually because it's intramuscular shots, you'll feel it, it feels sore. It feels like you're just worked out crazy, that arm or something, whichever you're gonna get it on, and that muscle's just sore. That's the same type of side effect that I've heard recently that's been going around, which is normal. So because I am shot anyway, so I mean that's the only thing you have to worry about. Obviously, there's a lot of other very rare, more rare side effects. I don't really know the details of that yet, but just with anything,
still new.
But if there's anything, and you end up getting it eventually one day, and there's anything weird besides just the soreness and stuff, just tell your doctor. And figure something out. But yeah, I mean that's good news.
Right.
Kind of good news.
Yeah, it's
bad news, but good news.
But
I know they usually take way longer, but this is an emergency kind of thing.
Right.
So, and I'm glad a lot of my friends are getting it already, since they need it and stuff.
Right.
Especially, I worked in the OR specifically, and with traumas and stuff coming in, they're
Right.
They're frontline workers.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we get patients straight from the ED or the emergency department straight to the OR and stuff like that. So
yeah,
it's kind of nice and cool to see that everyone's getting their stuff.
Showing posts of them getting needles.
Everyone's flexing their dose 1 shot.
Yeah.
It's all over like Facebook. Like older nurses our age, younger nurses. It's pretty funny actually. It's like the cool thing now, getting your COVID shot. So I mean that's like the news in California from part 2 kind of thing that we wanted to
like
talk
an update,
about.
kind of.
We'll see if we'll probably try to keep up with small updates like that going on. But now, most importantly, not most importantly, but just as importantly for us, food talk.
Food.
So we talked about Sujita in Sawtelle last time. We're gonna talk about another place in Sawtelle,
right?
That Haley and I both enjoy just as much.
It's
but
a dessert place, yeah.
So this is for sweet tooths out there.
Yeah.
And it's called Be Sweet.
How fitting.
It's Filipino owned, I believe.
It is.
They're known specifically for the bread pudding.
I love
really good
bread
bomb,
pudding.
super bomb bread pudding.
Yeah, they have all different flavors. It's not just like your regular bread pudding that probably your mom used to make you.
Right. This is not your grandmother's bread pudding. Unless your grandmother is Filipino, then maybe. Because they have ube, which is like a sweet type of yam. So it's like purple. Your bread pudding is basically purple.
I'm sure everyone has heard of
I feel like
ube
everyone knows
now.
ube, taro,
Not
and
like,
all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's more mainstream now.
Buko pandan.
Buko pandan, maybe it's not
Which
as
is like
mainstream.
coconut.
It's like a young coconut. So it's green. It's cool because it's usually fluorescent green. Don't ask me how or why. That's just how it is. And you know it's buko pandan.
Always green.
It's so good though. I love it. If you like coconut and stuff like that, delicious.
Yeah.
So that's another one. More of the common ones like
caramel.
Like caramel, like dark chocolate. I'm just
bread
repeating.
pudding.
Glazed donut. They have
donut.
animal cookies.
Animal cookies.
They
That one's
have
cute.
yeah, the animal cookies
And
like
that's
actually
pink syrup.
Pink, yeah, the pink syrup is so good. They have seasonal ones, pumpkin pie,
right.
depending on what's going on. I'm sure they have some type of Christmas one.
And
I haven't
probably peppermint.
I think a lot of them, like you specifically, I think lately have to order from this, like maybe on Grubhub or Uber Eats or some type of
to order it beforehand and then you just pick it
up or so have it delivered and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, Haley and I just order and pick up.
Yeah.
We don't like dealing with like people delivering it to us because we don't know how long that's gonna take, what's gonna happen to our food, and specifically if they're missing anything, we can't check ourselves and everything like that. So we always just order and then go there pick up.
Yeah, but they have other stuff other than bread pudding as well. They have more like traditional Filipino desserts like halo halo.
Halo halo. You want to? Yeah, I mean, you could. You brought it up. You describe it.
Halo halo is kind of like halo halo in Filipino means mix. So it comes with like a variety of, I don't know, like jellies, I guess.
That's it. Jelly, like ube
coconut
ice
milk,
cream.
Ube ice cream. It has like shaved ice in it.
Like all this different stuff, like flan, like some type of like leche flan.
Yeah, the jellies are kind of like, it's not like boba, but then I don't know how to describe it.
It's like some. If
they
you've
have
ever
like
had
fruit too.
If you ever had like lychee jello,
like like lychee jelly,
lychee, whichever you call it, depending wherever you're.
And then basically you get the drink and then you mix it all together.
Right. I personally don't.
I don't like mixing.
I like eating it, like each part separately.
Yeah.
They have that. They're known for also like nitro brew flavored Thai tea.
Yeah, they have Thai tea, nitro brew.
Is it nitro or micro? I don't know.
Nitro.
I don't drink coffee.
It's nitro.
Just a
nitro
disclaimer out there, so I don't know what I'm talking about. I just know it's Thai tea flavor.
Yeah, Thai tea flavor. And they also,
they have like a lot of different things. Like, I mean, they have like not just Filipino food, like Haley said. They have something called the sluttiest brownie. They have like different flavors of like their own homemade Pop-Tarts. First off, the slutty brownie thing is like a 7-layer. I don't even know if it's 7-layer. Like, but think of like, you know, those layered bean dip.
Yeah,
things,
it's all like different.
But instead, it's like Oreo flavor, like an Oreo, caramel, chocolate. You know, obviously brownie and
s'mores,
all this different stuff.
Too, right?
Maybe s'mores, maybe graham cracker.
Yeah,
that's the kind of, you know, it's a pretty slutty brownie. Also, with the bread pudding, going back to that, you can actually get. The sizes are cool.
Oh, right.
It's either called Be Good or Be Bad. Be Good is small. If you want to be bad, you get
like the big
big one.
Yeah.
I'm always bad. One. Oh, and we got ice cream on it too. Get it with the ice cream. Super
On the
recommend
side
it.
though.
On the side, not
Because
just
otherwise it melts into your bread pudding.
right. If you get on top, it kind of cools off your warm bread pudding. Kind of like how like we talked about the sujita thing.
Right.
I
I mean, that's just how we like to eat it. I mean, some people might want.
Plus,
the
if you want to
ice cream.
save some for later, if it's too much for you, it's like at
Right.
least the ice cream is separate already too.
Yeah,
You know,
it's not like gonna melt. Into it.
and they have like a lot of other things. It just depends. I think it really just what they have because, like I said, they have like homemade Pop-Tarts. Sometimes they have other types of weird random specialty like flavored cookies or like other good like sweets and stuff. And then the flavors too aren't always the same. They always change it.
Yeah, they have
I
like
think weekly
like
or
a
something or
month,
monthly.
like
Oh,
monthly, I
monthly.
think.
So I mean, if you're ever in the area, if you need dessert right after you get
Sujita.
some sujita, be sweet. It's like right down the block.
Yeah, it's
So-
like literally like maybe like 10 paces away or something.
I don't know how to measure paces, so I guess I'll leave it to Haley. There's
You
10
just
paces
walk
south.
straight down.
So, or I think it's actually north.
It-
Actually, let me think. I think it is going south.
I'm horrible. at
Actually,
directions.
no, it's north. Actually, no, just use your smartphone
Yes.
and then follow the instructions as Siri tells you or Google Maps. So that's our food recommendation for this episode.
Mhm.
Definitely stop by Be Sweet if you're in LA. So like I said, West LA area. So West LA is kind of like near Santa Monica, near Westwood, like which is where UCLA is located.
Mhm.
But delicious, great
Yes.
food. And like I said, before that, you just go Sujita. So it's perfect back to back
Perfect combination.
meal and then
Yeah.
dessert. Next, after our little food spiel for this week, I have guess what, Haley?
What?
We're gonna be talking more about your specialty,
K-pop,
BTS and K-pop.
BTS.
Yes, K-pop, BTS.
It takes like a huge chunk of my life. That's why we
So
talk
go
about
for
it.
it.
So
Take
often.
it. Take over.
Well,
This
what
is
are we
your
talking
segment now.
about today? Oh, our biases. I mean,
If you know what that means, would you please elaborate to everyone that is not familiar with the
so
whole
in the
K-pop lifestyle and lingo? This is like lingo and terms, K-pop terms.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Haley. Bias.
So a bias in K-pop terms means basically your favorite member of the group.
Okay,
That's
and then
basically it.
right after that,
And then right after
you
that,
have to know Bias-Wrecker.
Bias-Wrecker. So Bias-Wrecker is someone who is like your second favorite, but then sometimes you're like, oh, I like them so much that it might push my bias off first place, but it doesn't. Like, it just switches around sometimes, but mine has never switched. Just FYI.
Because I mean, it's not like allowed to. They're
They're not
if
allowed
it switches,
to.
that's
yeah.
not your bias, right?
Right.
From what?
Yeah, it's
I've
not allowed
taken.
to switch. You have to be loyal to your bias, basically. And my bias is obviously Jimin. That's why I have so much Chimmy stuff. It's even on my phone.
Which is like Chimmy is a line character that was created by like BTS and like
Right.
the line. If you're not too familiar with it, is an instant
Messaging.
messaging application, very popular and very widely used around Asia.
Yeah,
Like
especially
when we're in Japan and Korea,
and Korea.
you don't see people opening up like their like iMessage
No,
message
it's
app.
always
or like,
Line.
it's just Line, the app itself. It's like not their like native text message thing. It's Line.
Right.
Because you could send like little cute stickers that are even like cuter than like some of the GIFs. Well, it's nice that we have GIFs and GIFs or whatever
Right.
now, but before that, it's like just like really cute stickers. Like there's
Yeah.
BTS stickers.
Yeah, they have K-pop stickers, anime.
Mhm.
They have like even people draw and submit their own stickers.
Yeah, so you make
too.
your own stickers and stuff.
Mm.
And it's free. I mean, it's a totally free social media like texting app.
Yeah,
you
for
could do
people
phone calls,
all around the world.
do phone call, voice chat.
Yeah.
So like you could voice chat with your friend from another country like Japan and stuff.
Right.
Completely for free as long as you have Wi-Fi
Mm-hmm.
and you have
It's
like their info.
amazing.
You could call them. It just uses the Wi-Fi or whatever. It
Not
has nothing-
sponsored by Line.
We're not sponsored by Line.
You can sponsor
yet.
us
No,
if
I'm just
you want us.
actually I don't know if I'm kidding, but yeah. So that's kind of what Jimmy is.
Yeah,
like,
so
he's
basically-
made.
Yeah, basically BTS they collabed with Line and they actually drew their own characters. So each member has their own character. Chimmy is Jimin's. I don't know if you can see here, but then Tata is V and then Jin's is RJ. So these two are my bias wreckers.
And then as you can see, Jimmy is a dog.
Mm-hmm.
RJ, he's an
Alpaca.
and then V's Tata is
An
like
alien.
a heart alien.
Which is very
There's backstories. It's crazy. It's very elaborate. All this stuff.
Right.
That
You would never have.
There's like really like stories and like they have
goes
family
really
members.
Deep.
Like it's insane. I don't even want to get into it because it's
just a lot.
But there's family members. They have parents. They have siblings. Like all these different like characters. It's pretty crazy. Yeah. So Haley's is as she said, and
Jimin.
as you've all guessed, Jimin.
And
Jimmy.
then he actually has a bias now.
Jin.
And then can you
AKA,
tell them?
Oh, go. What?
I was gonna say, can you tell them why you picked Jin as your bias?
Why? Okay,
Yeah.
So first off, man can sing. Second, he's known as worldwide handsome, and he always does like all these kissing.
He's so
he's
silly.
hilarious.
Yeah.
I think that's the main thing because he's so funny.
All
Like
these dad
Haley
jokes.
has made me watch by force.
No.
I'm strapped in. She makes me watch all these different variety shows, all these different like everything BTS. Like the variety shows, like they're like camping at a forest
In the
and they're just
soup.
like in this. It's called in the soup. This forest in
soup.
Korean.
Yeah, soup means forest.
I mean, like literally just all this random stuff just behind. Like it's like I like lived with them.
Right.
It's almost
You become their friends.
it's like watching Real World but BTS kind of thing.
Mhm.
And I don't know, like Jin is always so funny, and like he always does dad jokes. Love dad jokes. He always cooks.
Yeah.
I always cook.
Mm-hmm.
I always cook for her, and his food is good.
Right.
My food is good too.
Right.
I don't.
Wouldn't it be
not being
amazing if you
biased,
guys could cook together? I wish.
That's the dream. One day, and then I could cook for him. He could cook for me.
Right. I'm sure
Right.
he'd love that.
Right. I cook pretty damn good.
Yes, you do.
Not to be conceited or anything. My mom's taught me well.
That's true.
Make really good pasta. Some like my dad taught me how to do lechon, which is like a Filipino pork belly.
I mean, I guess you could tell them too. We're both Filipino. So
She doesn't look like it, but I definitely look like it.
Well, I'm half, so
Half Filipino and half
Australian, white. Yeah.
Australian white. And so I mean that's now you know. Oh, but we talk about biases.
Mhm.
Did we talk about bias wrecker? Like
Oh,
who's
yeah.
our wrecker?
Oh well, my bias wrecker is V, which is Tata,
V is awesome. I like him a lot. He's actually
Very
my bias
strange.
wrecker too.
but he's really, really handsome.
He's like an alien, just like his character, because he's very weird and it's so funny watching him. He's like
He like
staring
zones
off into
out a lot.
space and just doesn't know what's going on sometimes. But he
He's
has like a super
hilarious.
soulful voice.
Yeah,
He has like the soul voice.
yeah,
Like man,
But
this
then-
this guy could sing like soulful stuff. Like
yeah. He has a really,
he's
very
a really like a nice
sexy,
deep medium
voice.
Yeah, sexy deep voice. That's the best way to describe it.
But then I was gonna say that your bias record changes a lot
It recently has been
depending
changing
on
with
like what we
Jungkook
watch.
because I really like Jungkook too, and I feel like a lot of people like Jungkook, especially females. But yeah,
Brittany.
because I feel like I like his dynamic with Jin
Right.
because it's like the oldest and the youngest,
Right.
So
Jin
they're
is
always,
the
like,
oldest, and then Jungkook is the youngest.
and they're always like teasing and playing around, making fun, like just with each other all the time.
right. He likes their interactions.
The interactions are so funny, and then like Jungkook likes to eat. I like to eat, so I mean it's really cool.
The thing about BTS, I feel that a lot of people like them is because they're so relatable.
Right.
So
right.
like,
And I totally
us.
get it now. After like being forced and strapped down to watch
he was
all this
forced
stuff.
at first, but now he wants to watch.
Anyways, so after like really getting to know them, it's like I understand and see why they have a big following
Mhm.
and why
Army.
like they have a lot of fans. Fans are called Army. So Big Hit Entertainment, which is like the company that owns BTS,
right.
whoever is doing all their like marketing,
Mhm.
that man or woman needs a raise because they
They probably
know
pay
how to
really well.
market. Like that's why BTS is globally
Put on
like
the
known.
globe. Mhm.
So I mean that's Bias and Bias-Wrecker. That's our little K-pop talk for today.
Right. Can go on forever, but
Yeah, especially Haley.
go
We
on
don't have
a
enough time for
tangent.
that. So I mean now like another thing that we're gonna get into like we did last time, kind of
Mhm.
our our anime talk, anime, manga, whatever talk.
Mm.
And actually, surprisingly, this time, because we usually just pick up and put a random characters or whatever we have around the house. We have a lot. That's why we change it up every time. We actually have what we're talking about. This is manga right here, Promised Neverland.
The Promised Neverland.
The Promised Neverland.
Yeah, we watched this over our quarantine as well.
Also
just
recommended
recently.
to us by friends. One of my friends, like one of my best friends, Michael, recommended it, said he watched it too. It's actually available on Netflix here in the US. So if you want to check it out, hopefully it's still there. You could watch it subbed or English dubbed. It's on Netflix. The Promised Neverland. We don't want to spoil it, but he told me, he was like, oh man, you're going to love it.
Yeah.
It's like amazing.
Yeah. It's good. Like, I really enjoyed it. I like those kind of animes, but I don't want to like spoil it for people that haven't watched it. Like, I don't want to give away anything.
Yeah, I don't want to give away anything. We really enjoyed it.
Orphans.
But I was just like, I was like, what the hell what did you recommend,
it's
Mike?
About
what
orphans
is this?
That basically live in an orphanage and
then from there, you'll see.
Yeah, because if we say anything too much, it will give it away.
You'll see. It's in the first episode, I think, too.
Yeah, it is in the first episode where you're like, oh.
It's not what you expect.
Right.
But it's kind of crazy. But it's good, too. It's it's really interesting, and it's kind of like, what?
The characters are very, like, lovable as well.
Yeah, exactly. You know, because they're, like, all, like, pretty much they're kids.
Yeah.
So you get to see, like, you know, how they are, and, you know, there's, like, 3 main ones, and, you know, they're really smart kids, too.
Yeah, they're very, very intelligent.
Yeah, and then...
I think they're what?
I don't know
12?
Are they?
13? 14? 15? Like, around that age.
And then, but, I mean, we don't want to spoil it. Check it out. It's definitely interesting. You'll get hooked.
Yeah, you'll probably binge watch it.
If you don't get hooked, if it's not your cup of tea, we apologize because we don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah.
So if you really watch it, or if you don't watch it and you're going to watch it, just let us know because we want to hear people's opinions or what people thought about it.
First episode.
I'm curious enough because I think there's no second season yet on Netflix.
Not yet, but they renewed for one.
They renewed for one. I'm possibly gonna start the manga because I'm that whenever I get interested in an anime and it's like done or like stops like bluntly, I'm like, crap, if it's that good, I want to know what happens. Yeah. So I get into the manga, which is what happened with like One Piece, like we mentioned.
Yeah, because it takes forever for the anime to actually catch up with the manga.
Because the manga is usually far ahead. They need enough content written ahead of time for like the anime series. So if they don't have enough series content, like if it catches up to the manga, guess what happens? You have to. All you Naruto fans out there know this. Fillers.
Oh god, the fillers.
So you don't want fillers. You want quality story and actually connecting to the actual manga and stuff. Just be patient and, you know, be happy that the anime is actually, you know, taking its time and letting the manga, you know, get ahead so it can catch up again. Promised Neverland.
Yes.
That was quite the ride.
Yes.
I mean, there's just so much we want to talk about.
Right.
But what we would not have content for
the next episode.
Other episodes. And this would be like a day-long recording.
Yeah.
If that happens. So I mean,
you have to try and not put it all.
We're still learning. This is we're noobs at this.
Yes.
I listen to a couple podcasts, specifically fantasy basketball. I'm a big fan of Abroad in Japan since we love going to Japan, and I kind of got into that recently. And like I have binged
we just
all
discovered
his stuff.
him
either early this year because we were planning to go to Japan, which obviously fell apart.
Right.
We were supposed to go to Japan because we go to Japan annually. We were supposed to go again this April. We've been going like every April. Yeah. Past few years.
Yeah, like March, April.
But obviously kind of fell apart this year for obvious reasons.
Right.
So hopefully next year, you know, if we're able to get our like vaccinations and stuff,
we can travel again. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully sometime early next year again. I already put PTO in, so and it's approved. So now
he's prepared, but then we just have to be able to travel. I just hope that
we can go. Yeah. We'll talk more about that and everything else, you know, more life in California. So thank you again for joining us wherever you are on the globe. If you're sitting, standing, laying down, listening to us, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
And we'll see you in the next episode.
Peace.
Peace.